everybody. Welcome to week 3 of this month's video blog with the lovely Ajala. How's it going, Ajala?
It's good. Thanks so much. Happy to be here.
Yes, I am so happy that you're here. She is our director of operations here at Structure M, and she has given us the 411 about email marketing, tips, tricks, and all that good stuff. And so I have an awesome question for you this week. So is it okay if we jump right on in?
Let's get to it.
Let's get to it. I knew I liked you. We're just going right on in. Okay, so this week we are talking about best practices when it comes to email marketing. So, Ajala, what are some best practices when it comes to sending out emails and doing marketing by email?
Yeah. One of the most important best practice, I would say, is really your timing and your frequency. Even some platforms that help schedule out e-news and email marketing, if you send it too frequent, you could find yourself kind of on like a spam list. And so you definitely don't want to be on that list. You want to be able to have all of your hard work that you've put towards building this great e-news, you want it to be able to be delivered. And so really your timing, making sure that you're not sending it too frequently. We've all had some companies kind of like over email market us, and it's like every day or a couple times a day you get an email marketing e-news from them, and it's great that they're active, but it does become kind of a nuisance. So you really have to understand what the right timing and how frequent you should be sending them out.
Right. Now, do you have to like go through your marketing list of people and clean it out often? Like, should you be managing that as well when it comes to your email marketing?
Yeah, you very much want to have a clean list. You want to have removed any customers. Like, don't just go into your CRM and grab every email that you have from anyone. You would definitely want to go through and maybe remove anyone that had left you a bad review or didn't have maybe the experience that they thought they would have, or maybe product was late and they were unhappy. You want to remove those people from your email marketing because you don't want to spur them to eventually want to leave a bad review if they haven't. So you want to start with a nice clean list. No unhappy or angry customers. And I'm sure that you don't have very many of those, but we are in business. And so most businesses have at least a handful, and you'll want to clean those out.
Right. Now, how important is consistency with your branding and things like that when it comes to your marketing?
Yeah, we touched on this a little bit earlier about being identifiable. When somebody opens your e-news, it needs to be clear who the e-news is from and why they'd even be opening it. And so if your branding is just all over the place and you have 5 different logos, and maybe you have different services, and you're putting a logo for one part of your service or an icon for one part of your service on an e-news that actually is going to a different service, it's going to be very confusing for the reader. They're going to wonder, why am I getting, Windows email for a doors potential client? And so you definitely want to keep it consistent so that your company image and your branding is consistent. They know who the e-news is from and then why you're serving it to them.
Right. And I do think it's important what you just mentioned. It kind of goes in along the lines of this, like about not sending one size fits all content to everyone on your list. You really have to segment those different prospects. Like, are they customers? Are they prospects? Are they currently in your sales process? And knowing how to like meet their individual needs, don't you think? Like, you want to make sure that your content is very specific to the buyer's journey.
Yeah, that brings up a great point, Holly. There is kind of like You can cross sell across your services to clients. It's a good thing to do, and there is an art to being able to cross market your services. If somebody bought siding from you, maybe they would also be interested in windows because they had a great experience with your company for siding, but it needs to make sense. And it needs to make sense for where they're at in the buyer's journey. And then it also needs to make sense for whatever service they have already purchased from you, or if they're even considering it. And so you don't want to send one size fits all, but you can very smartly take and cross sell to previous customers your other services.
Yeah, I think that that's really smart when people or small businesses are able to, I guess, retarget based on the needs of the customers that they've already had. But like you said, you do have to be really careful, and that's where the whole relationship and the human aspect, knowing what they really need and being able to meet those needs and I guess prepare for what they're going to need. And they might not even know that they're going to need it, but thinking ahead and knowing your buyer well enough to know where they're at in their buyer journey is a really big deal, is what it sounds like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a way to keep them engaged and not just because they've completed service with you, they don't have to drop off as being a potential customer either for a repeat service or for another service that you may offer.
Right, right. Those are some really great best practices to keep in mind. I think that we can all benefit from implementing these things that you've spoken with us about today. So thank you so much, Ajla. We really appreciate it. And thank you to our viewers for jumping in and watching this video this week. We have one more video with Ajla next week, all about email marketing. So don't forget, same time, same place. We'll see you then. Bye.